Hello, student. Well, today we are going to discuss the chapter of chemistry that is matter in our surrounding. Okay, in this particular chapter, we are going to discuss about what is exactly matter, and yes, later on we will discuss what are the various state of matter. So, let us start. So, obviously, the one common question will arise in your mind is about what is matter. So certainly if we see the definition, it is anything that has mass and occupies space, that is has volume, is called matter. So remember, matter means to say anything that has mass that occupies space is matter. Okay, so we will have some questions and answers segment to know about what is matter. So let us explore it. Okay, can you see any object around you right now? Sitting in your room, can you see any object around you? Your answer will be yes. That means the object that can be seen to you, that can you can see, are matter, as they have mass and has occupied some space also. So that is why certainly these objects are matter. So what are the objects right now? Maybe you can see the chair in your room, and yes, it is matter. And maybe yes, fan is also there in your room, so that is also matter. Not only these two things, many other things are also visible to you right now, whether it is bed, whether it is almirah, like table, like mobile in your hand, like anything you can see. So that all come under the category of matter. Remember, when we go later on in this topic, so there are some different state of matter also, so we will discuss that part also. But yes, one another question to just understand the concept of matter: can you feel anything around you while your eyes are closed? Just close your eyes, and can you feel anything? I mean, just touch the things which are near to you, and give me the answer. Yes, if what will be in your mind, obviously yes, that means it must be some object. So when you are closing your eyes and you are touching anything, so that you can touch again, that is also matter. Okay, now hold for a second. Okay, now this time you have to open your eyes, and can you feel anything around you? I mean, you no need to touch anything, but can you feel anything around you? So I think the yes, you can feel, but you can't see it. So that must be, yes, that is the air. Yes, so air is also a matter. So these are the some questions that is basically just to tell you the concept related with the matter. Okay, so matter is something which can be felt by our senses also. Senses like touch, like sight, like even smell also. Okay, now the thing is, the question is related with that topic only. Okay, do you smell anything around you right now? Right now, do you smell anything around you? If yes, like a fragrance of perfume. So if it is yes, so that is also matter, because fragrance is due to tiny particles of perfume. So that is why you can smell it. So that is why these are also matter. So fragrance of anything, any perfume or smell of anything, that is basically considered as matter. So now after doing all this session, what we can conclude is matter is anything that should have mass and occupies space and can be felt by our one or more senses. So that is exactly matter is. So anything which come under this category will be considered as matter. Okay. Now the thing is, what is not a matter? Okay, we have seen many examples. Now let us see some examples which are not related with the matter. Heat and light. Heat, which we can feel, but yes, this is not matter. Light we can see, but it is not matter. Why? The answer is they can be felt, but they do not possess any mass or volume. So they are not considered as matter. Remember this point. Okay, one more thing is there. What is not matter is emotions, feeling, time, sensation of pain. These are also again not considered as matter, because again the same answer, they don't possess any mass or volume. So they are not considered as matter. So I think very much things have been done about the matter. So let us check your knowledge. So chair, is it matter or non-matter? Yes, it is matter. Second thing, air. Air, it should be, yes, it should be matter. Okay, next is the love. Well, it is a feeling, so it is not a matter, it is non-matter. Smell. Yes, little bit confusing. Smell is non-matter. It is sensation only. When smell is of something, then it is matter. So here it is non-matter. Hate, again it is feeling, so it is non-matter. Thought, yes, again it is non-matter. And smell of substance like perfume, so it is matter because some particles of perfume would be there. So this is about matter. So these are the basic criteria to judge whether the things or object you can see or in the surroundings are matter or non-matter. Okay, let us continue with the one more topic about yes, physical nature of matter. So here we are talking about the existence of matter. I mean, how the matter exists in various object. uh, I mean, there are many findings related with this question. First of all, the finding was given by some philosopher, and that given that idea that matter is made up of four basic substances. One is earth, that is soil. Second is water. Third is air, and fourth one is the fire. So, as per their philosophy, that matter is composed of these four basic substances. So, in any matter, any material, these four substances would be there. So, that is their thought. Okay, later on, Aristotle, you know, this scientist, great scientist, Aristotle, so believe that all these basic substances like air, like fire, like water, earth, these basically had different combination of four specific qualities. So according to him, so matter is basically composed of dryness, wetness, coldness, and hotness. So he has not considered the basic substance, but he has considered the combinations which has come out like four specific qualities. So these are like hotness, dryness, wetness, like coldness. Okay, later on, one more scientist in the around 400 500 BC, he was Democritus. So Democritus proposed that all matter could be divided into smaller and smaller pieces until a single indivisible particle is reached. So as per his theory, a matter can be divided further and later on till the point till we get a single indivisible particle that is not divisible basically, and he called this particle as atom. So he has coined this word atom, Democritus. Okay, but as per Indian philosophy, Indian history, our great Maharishi, that is Maharishi Kannad, he was the great Indian philosopher, had suggested that all forms of matter, whatever matter is this, is composed of very small particle, and he has coined the name Parmanu. So Parmanu word has been given by him in the year 600 BC, and he was the first philosopher who has coined this name, that matter, he has concept has given by him that the matter is made up of Parmanu. So Parmanu, later on it was coined as atom by Democritus, and yes, John Dalton was also there in the 17th century. He has also, given the same concept that atom is the smallest particle, smallest part of any matter. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the next topic, that is particulate nature or particle nature of the matter. Okay, now the thing is matter are made up of small particles. Okay, matter are made up of small particle, which has been given by the many scientists and philosophers, that matters are made up of small particles. But I guess we are not still convinced about, yes, is it like that matter are made up of small particles? So let's take some water. This is the experiment you can perform in your house also. So let's take a glass full of water, and just let us do the division. Let's divide it into the half part, yes, and then almost empty. Then we can have few drops of water, and later on we can again divide it so that single drop can be available to us. And can we divide it further? We cannot divide, yes, but it can be divided further into the molecule of water. So that means, what I mean to say, any matter can be divided up to the smallest part. So that smallest particle, so every matter is made up of small particle. Let us take one more example, like copper sheet. If you are having copper sheet, if you are going to divide it, let us say half of it, then further division, then later on if you are going to divide it further till the last atom of copper is available, you can divide it. After that, copper atom will not be divided. If it is divided, it will be divided into the proton, neutron, electron, but the identity of that copper atom will be lost. So that is why, that is what we can say is, every metal is made up of small particle. That may be any atom, that may be molecule, that may be any ion with different size and matter. So what we can confirm from here, that matter is made up of small particles, and these particles can be atom, can be molecule, can be ion. And yes, these atom, molecule, ions can be of different size and of different mass according to the matter we are considering. Okay, moving on to the next topic, let's perform one activity. This activity is to show that matter consists of tiny material, that is small particle. Okay, so how we can do this activity? This is very simple activity, you can perform it in your house also. So what you have to do is take 60 ml of water in a glass. So glass you can take, and take 50 ml, 60 ml, that means half filled glass is there water, and put 1 tablespoon of sugar crystal into it. So this is very simple. And now after putting the sugar, just mark the level onto the glass with the help of marker. Okay, so level will be raised, but just mark it. Now stir the content. Okay, just dissolve, try to dissolve the sugar. So what you will observe, that the crystal of the sugar will disappear. Okay, now the taste of the solution will be sweet, no doubt, because of the sugar, and the level of solution in this glass is same. I mean, when you have added the crystal, the level you have marked, after dissolving it, the level will remain same of that solution. So where that crystal of sugar has gone? Yes, so that sugar crystal has divided into the small particle, and that small particle of the sugar molecule has gone to the and fit into the space present between the another matter, that is water. So the particle of sugar, that is the tiny particle, goes into the gaps of the water particles. So that means the matter like sugar crystal is very tiny, very small. So that is how we can confirm that matter is made up of small tiny materials or particles. Okay, so there are few characteristics attached with the matter and its particles. So particles are very small. So we have seen this in this experiment also, that matters particles is very small. And yes, we can perform one another activity in the house. Even I have also done this activity. uh, but the thing is, the chemical required to do this activity like in laboratory we are having potassium permanganate, so we can perform the same activity and we will perform it in the lab also. And but right now what you can do is take four equal size of glass. You have to take the glasses of four equal size, like four in number, and what you have to do is half fill it, all the four glass with water, and label this glass as A, B, C, D. And now add 1 spoon of indigo blue, which is available in your house also, in glass A. The color of water will change into the dark navy blue. You can observe it even. Now take the 20 ml part of the blue water from the glass A and put it into the glass B and mix it. And now take again, repeat this step for the glass C and then again for the glass D. So every time you have to take 20 ml water from B, put it in C, then from C put it into the D. So what you will observe that after the dilution, I mean from A to D till D, after diluting it 4 times, so what you will observe, still the color of indigo blue is there in the last glass, that is D. So that means the indigo blue is having many number of molecules, many number of particles, and even after the dilution this particle is giving color to the solution. So that is what can be observed in this experiment, that particles are very small size and they can be divided. The crystal or the component can be divided into the small size particle like this. Okay, this is the experiment which I have done. So this, you can see, these are the four glass I have taken, half filled with water, and this is the indigo which is available in my house. And after doing the experiment, what I have observed, yes, what I have observed was, this was the result. So you can see the A is more darker, and after doing the dilution the D is little bit lighter in color, but still it is showing the particle of indigo blue. So that is what can be observed in this particular experiment. Same experiment we will perform with the potassium permanganate, which is of purple color. Okay, now moving on to the next characteristic. So we have discussed the particulate nature and how particle matter are very small. Now the next is the particles of matter have space between them, so they are having space between them. So these are the particles of matter, of any metal, let us say, maybe any wood material, maybe iron. So these are the blue circles are the particles, and these are having space. You can see these are having space, so these are basically having space in between. So this is the space, this is the interparticle space. So these interparticles, these spaces are known as interparticle space. So what I mean to say, so this is the characteristic of particulate of matter, that particles of matter are having space between them. So remember, so this is the characteristics of matter, that the particle of the matter are having space between them. Okay, now moving on to the next characteristic of the particle of this matter, that again same, this is the activity part. So how you can we can see this, that the particles are having space. So what we have to do, we have to repeat, we have to go through the first activity, same sugar molecule, and again the thing is, the particles of the sugar is being adjusted into the gap or the intermolecular space present between the particles of water. So that is basically to confirm that yes, there are space between the particles of the matter, maybe sugar, maybe water. In this case water is having space, so sugar molecule is being adjusted, sugar particle is being adjusted in that space basically. Okay, next characteristic of particles of matter is the particles of matter attract each other. So basically the particle of matter are bind together with the force of attraction. So that means the particles will be having the force that is known as force of attraction, and this force is known as cohesion force. So this cohesion force will keep these particles together, these two particles together. These are the particles of matter, which will remain, because of this cohesion force, these particles will remain together. And remember, this cohesion force is depending upon the interparticle space. More is the space, so the force of attraction will become low. So the attractive force become weak when the distance between these particles, or the space between these particles, increases. So the force of attraction will decrease. Getting my point? Okay, let us observe one activity. So this is very simple activity to demonstrate that yes, cohesive force is there between the particles. So what you have to do, you have to collect some pieces of chalk, small bricks, and iron rod or iron piece, and now beat them separately. So what will be your observation? Obviously, chalk breaks into pieces. Brick will take some time, but iron not possible. It is very difficult to break. So why it is so? Because the cohesive force of attraction is strong in the case of iron, weak in the case of chalk. Weaker in the case of chalk. So chalk is going to be break into the pieces very easily as compared to the iron, or as compared to the brick part. So that is because of the cohesive force. The cohesive force is very less in the case of chalk. Okay, now moving on to the fourth characteristic of the matter, that is the particles of matter. The particles of matter are in continuous motions, because no doubt they are having space between them. So that is why the particles are moving all together. They are not stationary, they are moving all together. Yes, in some cases this movement may be very very small, not observable even, but yes, in many cases these space between the particles are large, so that is why the particles are able to move onto their mean position. So this is the movement. Okay, now one more activity to show that particles are in continuous motion. This is very easy household activity, you can even perform right now also. So what you have to do is spray a perfume in one corner of room, and what you will observe that the perfume fragrance will spread in whole room. So this activity shows that the particle of perfume move in all direction and intermix with the particle of air and spread quickly. So there are two matter, one is the perfume and second is the air. So air is having lot of space between their particles, and the particle of perfume will simply mix into it. Intermixing will be there. And remember, this intermixing of particles of two different type of matter on their own is called diffusion. So this is what diffusion is. So diffusion is available when there is different type of matter. So we are going to discuss these characteristics of matter in details when we discuss the various state of matter, like solid state, liquid state, gas state. So then also we will discuss these characteristics related with their state of matter, also the diffusion part. Okay, now in this image you can see the particles are moving very randomly. As per this activity, the red dots are of perfume, very less in number, and blue dots are of air particles. So what is there, that they are moving randomly, and this is what diffusion is. Both the particles are intermixing because of the space present in between them. So that is why they are mixing very well. So air is gas, and perfume is also a type of gas with small tiny particles, so they can mix very easily. So these are the characteristics, basic characteristics of the matter, or the particles of matter. So we will discuss the states of matter and other topics related with this chapter in the next video. Till then, thanks.